I'm having good vibes.
I got polka dots. I heart New York.
You know what's funny is Hannah used to not like polka dots, but she looks cute on them. Your mama bought that shirt for you to make you look cute.
I would like to point out that the main part is just black.
Yes, my sister gave me this one time. We were getting on a cruise ship, like in February. I think it was the Sunshine. And she was like, have some good vibes on your trip. Mm-hmm. So, how's everybody doing? We've been gone to New York. We got snow that we don't usually have that kind of snow here, but then we came home to snow. Yeah. But we're going to talk all about New York and just some fun things that happened while we were there and all the stuff that we got to do, that we were able to do while we were there.
Because what we talked about before we left ended up not being what exactly we did. It was a very much like fly by the seat of your pants.
It was fun though that way.
Yeah.
We had some scheduled stuff, but the weather was really cold for us. Probably not New Yorkers, but it was cold for us. So we kind of...
It wasn't for me.
I pivoted a little bit on some of the stuff. I just the day it was like 20 degrees, I didn't want to go across Brooklyn Bridge.
And then there's Jarrell pointing out, very good point, we did not get sick.
Yay! Yeah, we did something new this time though.
Yeah, we had a regimen, and it was so the past 3 flights we've taken, or just in trips in general, we've gotten the flu, we got the Roro, RSV or something.
I think I had RSV.
Yeah, and my coworker, Ginger, she told me that the FDA approved this nasal spray stuff that basically helps with your immune system when flying for airborne viruses and stuff.
Yeah.
And so we got it off of Amazon, and it worked, and we did not get sick.
We also took 3 days prior to the trip, we started taking immune vitamins like zinc and vitamin C.
I started the spray 3 days before.
Yeah, and then I started the spray that morning before we flew.
Oh, no, Hannah was paranoid.
But each of us had the spray. So if you're interested in what we use, I can just email, you can email us, or you can message me on Facebook, and I'll send you the link from Amazon. But it's a nose spray. You just sprayed it, before you went on the plane, or before we went somewhere where there's a big crowd, things like that. And honestly, we have always, one of us or both of us has always gotten sick during a trip, especially to New York on a cruise or things like that. Things that a lot of people are.
And especially because everybody was getting sick around us.
Yeah.
Even on the flight, my poor guy next to me was just coughing.
Yeah, he threw that mask on real fast.
I was like, I'm not getting sick. I'm not missing Sunset Boulevard for this.
I'm a believer now in what we did.
Yeah, the only thing is that it makes your nose super dry, and you may get nosebleeds. I got.
Did you?
Yeah. And so I had to use saline spray when I got home.
Oh, when I got home, I did saline spray too. Yeah. But when we have a lot of heat in our house, because it's been cold here too, except for this week. But last week was really cold here.
Yeah, but it was great, fantastic. We didn't get sick.
I have to do saline spray because my nose gets dry.
We didn't get sick.
But yeah, it was. The spray says it actually was created in Korea.
Hold on, I sent it to Stephanie because she was like, "What did you get?"
Well, I didn't order which Ginger's.
I know. I got.
Yeah.
Yes, the Luca V Defense nasal spray.
LUCA and then V Defense
nasal spray.
Nasal spray.
It worked for us. It may not work for you.
Yeah,
but it worked for us, and that was amazing.
And we've been catching.
There is a bug. I don't know. And it got wings, and I don't know if that's a fly. What is that? It is flying.
Why stop it? Why is it up here?
I don't know. Do you not see it?
We just had our house sprayed. It's probably about to die.
Oh God,
it'll be all right. Anyway,
I don't do bugs.
It was nice that either one of us got sick.
The first time in 3 years.
I will definitely, when we go on a cruise, we're going on a cruise in spring, and I will definitely do that again because I stay at home a lot. I don't go out a lot. I don't ever get in a lot of big crowds except for on one vacation.
She looked at me. She goes, "I'm overstimulated."
Yeah, I'm such a homebody.
Oh yeah, she doesn't leave.
I do leave, but I don't like big crowds.
I would like to point out, you looked at your husband and you said, "I need to go out of the house." I haven't been out of the house in a week.
Yeah, yesterday we went thrifting. It's just too cold for me to get out, but it got warm. Started getting warm this week, and so yesterday William and I went thrifting because I'm actually buying stuff that I need for your wedding from some thrift stores. There's
I'd like to point out that the other person's in the comments.
That's okay. For both of y'all's wedding, Jarrell.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's some decor items that I needed for the reception, and that we can get at a thrift store. So we went thrifting yesterday for that. Another thing that we're totally all over the place, and I'm so sorry. Another thing that I buy when I go to like Goodwill and all that is I always buy our jeans, always, because you can get jeans like what brand you're looking for, and jeans last forever. The heat came on, the door just popped. So that's my other thrifting thing is blue jeans and wedding stuff.
We ball on a budget, except for like we save money so we can travel. That's basically what I meant.
For most things, this wedding's going to be quite expensive. But I'm DIYing, like do it yourself a lot of stuff.
One time, one shot. Let's go.
I only have one, thank God. Yeah. It's going to be nice.
All right.
All right. Speaking of wedding, you got your dress. We're not going to explain what it looks like, but you got your dress since we've talked.
And the veil.
Yeah, and her veil. So it's going to be pretty. Very, very pretty. I think you were very happy with what you got.
I do. I'll think about it.
It's not black.
It's not black. I like it.
So tell us something good if you have an upcoming vacation. I was about to say cruise.
Or something to celebrate.
Or something you want to celebrate, please do so. We reached 2,300 subscribers today. I didn't really want to celebrate that too much yet because, subscribers come and go sometimes on your numbers. So, but we hit it today. I don't want to stay there. But tonight we're going to talk about our New York City trip. It's going to be a fun talk. It's not going to be like your grandpa's slideshow of his vacation.
It is a slideshow, but it's not like... Not like here. This is where we had this slice of pizza.
And if you have, and I know Cheryl and Ed have probably been to the city many times because they're from the area. But if you've never been to New York City and you just want to reach out to us, I know that we had some people reach out to us before, asking that. If you want to reach out to us, just give you some recommendations. We have a lot because we've done this a few times.
We may do it again. Who knows?
We may do it again. It's like when you get off a cruise and you're like, I need to book another cruise, or I already have another cruise booked. I feel okay. That's how we are with New York City. Yeah,
but like
we get out, we come home and we're like, we want to do it again.
And she looks at me like when we're planning and going, what have we not done? And then you find things you haven't done.
There's so much to do.
Yeah,
we did some things this time that we've never done.
Yeah, we were spontaneous.
I almost bought something yesterday for my future grandchild, but I didn't. And now I'm regretting it.
Was it at the thrift store? What was it?
It was a tiny red piano, and it had the FAO Schwartz thing on it.
Oh, that would have been good.
It was like $25, and now
I'm not pregnant,
and it was $100.
I like to point out I'm not pregnant.
No,
she's talking about like 5 years.
Because Hannah went to FAO Schwartz on her own while we were down in New York, and I thought about it. It was pretty, but it was a little bit roughed up. So
that's fine. We can paint it green.
Green. It's red.
Why?
Because it's FAO Schwartz.
Okay, go ahead.
Anyway, we do have a countdown of some things, not really literally numbers. But Hannah and Elizabeth and I are going on a cruise together. We haven't cruised together since y'all were little.
Little?
Well, not little. Y'all were 21.
We were 21.
But that was like 9 years ago because y'all were old.
No, we were 22.
7 years ago. Sorry. Y'all are almost 30. Anyway, and then William and I have booked a cruise for next September. We're going to do a pre-wedding cruise so we can get away from the chaos and take a break before everything starts rolling. And we're staying in the yacht club for the first time, but we're going to stay in an interior on MSCC Shores Yacht Club.
Good for you.
And so we're going to stay in an interior. We've never done an interior before, so I'm excited to try it.
I cannot do an interior because I have claustrophobia.
I know, but you know who wakes up as soon as the sun comes through the window.
I know. I just need to be able to see the outside.
I think I
don't care if it's a little window. I just need to see the outside.
And they assigned us to a handicap accessible one, which kind of concerned me because that's a long time away, September, sort of. And so I called them and I was like, it must have been the only one left because as soon as I booked it, it was like, this is your room. And I tried to look at the map and nothing else was available. So I called them. I was like, just letting y'all know that we are not in the need of a handicap accessible cabin. We appreciate it because I know it's bigger than the regular interiors, but if y'all need to change us, y'all can bump us up to the balcony if y'all like. I didn't say it that way. I just wanted them to be aware that we are not in need of a handicap in case somebody needed it. Because that kind of weighed on me a little bit. But yeah, let's say hello to everybody in the chat.
Boop.
So glad to see all y'all. Hey, Cheryl and Ed, great to see you. Well, hey, Denise, great to see you. Thank you for being here.
Up. Missed you guys while you were.
Thank you. We missed y'all. And there's Josie. Great to see you, Josie. Are you on a cruise ship?
She said, how was New York?
Oh, we're going to talk all about New York.
And there's
the fiance.
There's my person.
Hey, Jarrell. And there's Will. Hey, good to see you, Will. And Nick P. I had a fantastic time in New York City and Washington, D.C. I got to be inside the arena both days for the inauguration celebration. Okay. Hey, Holly. Good to see you. Seeing so many wonderful people. We're just 43 days from the Sun Princess. Everybody's been doing the Sun Princess. I know Jenny and Tony did the Sun Princess, and then who else did it? Nick Roca. Nick did the Sun Princess. It's only 83 days until I fly to Germany to reunite with the woman from the train. This has become a book to me. I'm so excited. I want to know more about this. We are closer to Philadelphia than New York City, but our youngest son lives in Newark, New Jersey. Okay.
All right. We're good.
Very good. So when you go visit them, you're definitely close to the city. All right. So we want to recognize our moderators. I'm not sure if anybody's in here right now, but we do have moderators for our channel. We have Anthony Simone, Blaine from Rarely Created Travel, SCT Adventures, Lovey's Fat Life, and Megs and C's. If you are a creator, please put hashtag creator in the chat. So if anybody sees a channel you haven't seen before, which I think we have a lot of regulars tonight, which we appreciate. But if you see somebody that you've never seen their channel, please check it out. And I think that's all I got so far.
I do actually want to point out I do have coffee in here.
Look at her mug. She asked her dad to fix her a cup of coffee because
I was about to take a nap.
And he looked which one he put it in, because he knew what your last stream was about.
This is from 2018.
It's the very first time
and
we went
the
to
fact
New York.
it goes through the dishwasher, and the fact that it is still like
we bought that in Chinatown at a souvenir shop.
Did we in Chinatown? Mm-hmm. Yep.
If you ever go to New York, you want to get souvenirs, venture out in Chinatown.
They're a little bit cheaper. A little bit.
Yeah.
Versus the iHeart New York stores in Times Square.
But we did go to the iHeart New York store in Times Square
because
they did have some clearance items.
They did. I will have to say, we'll talk about this. Do not purchase luggage from those stores. You can go to TJ Maxx and it's so much cheaper.
You could tell the story.
Well, I didn't know if we were going to get to that point. Anyways, we found upon the day of us flying out, we flew out our flight was at 3:00 or something.
I kind of like that.
It was nice.
We didn't have to get up early.
Yeah. So it was at 3:00, so we had to be ready to go at 1:30. And I realized that I had to sit on my suitcase. And then my zipper busted. And then my dad had to come in, he was like, we gotta go. And I was like, my zipper busted. And so he had to fix it with a wrench and chapstick and pliers.
He's a MacGyver.
Pliers and stuff. And I'm just sitting here going, he's like, I fixed it with chapstick.
I'm in the vehicle going, we're running late.
We really weren't running late. We're running late on Laurie time,
Laurie time.
But he was like, I fixed it with chapstick. And then
it just sounds funny.
He did, though. He had to grease it up with chapstick because it ran off the...
Look, there's a bug.
That thing is huge.
There's a bug on the light.
Tell me that's not a huge bug.
Going to the light. I don't know what you're going to get it with.
That's a huge
You
fly.
want to kill it?
No!
Hit the camera. Just let it stay there. It's enjoying the light. We'll call him Fred.
I don't do bugs.
He's all right.
If he falls in the
You
camera.
want to call your dad? Come get the bug. It's just a big fly.
Oh! Oh!
Just
Okay.
do his little hands like this. Watch it get on the camera.
Anyways, I get in the car and I'm like, my zipper busted and my suitcase is full and I don't know what I'm gonna do when I buy stuff. And Mom was like, my suitcase is full too and I don't know what to do when we buy stuff. So we had to go buy thankfully from a block from our hotel was a TJ Maxx, and we had to go while it was snowing purchase a new suitcase and roll it through the snow.
But the TJ Maxx was only like 3 blocks from our.
That was one block.
One block.
It was on the same block
Yeah.
as the market, I think.
It was right by our hotel.
That thing is huge.
I hope it don't get on the camera. That's kind of funny. You mean hit it with something?
No,
I
I don't like it.
It looks like a big fly, like
It
a
look-
horsefly.
Yeah, horseflies bite.
Oh, okay.
That's why they're called horseflies. They bite horses.
Oh, okay. Sharon S. said, "Go Eagles."
Mm-hmm. Oh, my foot is
Yeah.
asleep.
The Eagles kind of ran away with that one. The other game was more,
Bills versus
it was more
Chiefs.
exciting. But I know that you're happy the Eagles won. We're college football people, so we're all good for anybody.
The only reason I know that the Bills and the Chiefs played each other is because I had to edit the podcast for the work today, and they talked about it.
But Will Shipley for the Eagles is from Clemson. He played for Clemson Tigers last year.
From a very good romantic comedy from 2001. Is that Harry Met Sally?
During my time in USA, I went to yes.
Is that what that is? Is that a? But that's a
Serendipity. His is from Serendipity movie.
Oh,
Harry Met Sally was like 80s, maybe.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yep.
Love it.
Cruise Nuts is here.
Hello, Cruise Nuts. Good to see y'all.
We went to Top of the Rock.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
And Empire State Building, something.
We saw the Empire State Building.
And lit up at night.
Yeah.
Cool. Very cool. Yeah, I that's one thing I would highly suggest is people do something that takes you high up.
An
so you-
observation deck.
Yeah. so you
There's
can
like
see it,
there's
the
several.
city.
There's like Empire State Building. The one thing about Empire State Building is that you won't see the Empire State Building if you take that off. Obviously, there's Top of the Rock, which is at Rockefeller. Yeah. There's the Edge, but we recommend Summit One at Vanderbilt. Yeah, that one's.
I liked the view from Summit One better than the view from the Empire State Building.
Because you saw the Empire State Building.
Well, yeah, but
It's also clear.
It's just a cool concept.
Yeah,
It's like an art installation
with the
balloons,
the
and all
balloons.
that.
I
Yeah,
loved the Pride balloons.
yeah.
Those are fun.
So let's go. And we always those that don't know, I was an educator for many years, and so we always like to talk about books and what we're reading. Just real quick, if you're reading something right now, please put it in the chat. We'd like to know what you're reading. What are we reading? I just finished something today.
I finished something 2
Yesterday-
days ago.
2 days ago.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yours first.
Okay, so the one on the left, The Kingdom of the Wicked, I'm in the middle of. I am 66% through.
Are you struggling with that one?
I'm not struggling. It's just like one that like when I have time to read it, I read it.
Mm.
The one on the right, I finished. It's called Daughter of Mine. I'm a part of like it's an app, like an online like book club thing. And the Daughter of Mine was this month's pick. It's a thriller book club. I finished it. I liked it. It was good. It was probably like 4 out of 5 stars. Kingdom of the Wicked I read when I don't have anything else to read. It's just like I remember where I am. I don't lose my place. I just go back to it. So I think the next book I am going to read, I think it's called Like It Never Was.
I hadn't heard that one.
Yeah, it's like they do a little lesser known thriller books in this one, but I think it's Like It Never Was. It's gonna be my next book. So.
And today I finished The Housemaid's Secret. I'd already read The Housemaid. So if you like Frida McFadden, both are great. I told Hannah it's an unpopular thing, but I really like The Housemaid's Secret better than The Housemaid. I liked Housemaid. It was very good. But this one is pretty cool. So I love Frida McFadden. I like her short chapters. I like how quick it is to read. I read that one pretty quickly. Mm-hmm. And then tonight I'm starting Alice Feeney's Rock, Paper, Scissors, which I've heard is another. We've gotten into thrillers, good things with good plot twists, things like that.
Nick says he was supposed to fly into Charleston last week, but because of that blizzard in South Carolina, his flight got canceled. Oh, we get a story about that.
We got a story about that.
Yeah.
That's kind of exciting that you're going to Charleston, though. Have you been to Charleston before, Nick? That's cool. All right. So the question of the day for you all is, what do you look forward to the most when traveling? For my husband, William, it's the food. I can tell you that. He won't admit it. But he always gets so interested in what food is out there for traveling. Nothing bad about it, but William was a homegrown boy. I mean, he
ate the same things over and over.
Yeah, again. And he was fine. His mother fed him very well, but he didn't venture out a lot. His mom cooked. His mom was a great cook, and she cooked every day, every meal. And his grandmother lived with him, so he was eating grandma food too. I mean, grandmas cook.
But he didn't go anywhere until he was in the Marines.
Yeah, until he got in the Marine Corps. Then he ventured out, of course, and went to other countries and had different, food from all over the place. And now he's like, his palate is like, he loves food.
He'll eat anything once.
He will try anything. He will. Mm-hmm. But he always gets excited to know when we're traveling what we're going to have to eat.
He put it like, he was like, you got to try this. I was like,
all the stuff you should try in New York.
Yeah. So we had to send him pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
But what was your thing?
I think what I look forward to the most when traveling, first, well, when I was working, it was resting. Rest is very important. But I look forward to enjoying being in the moment with the person I'm with. Like you and I, we had a great time together. I mean, just getting that time just one-on-one with whoever you're traveling with, but just new adventures. I'm not a big repeat. Well, I was in the Sunshine, I guess, because it was so close to our house, but I'm not a big repeater where I want to have the same experiences every time. Like, I don't usually even get off the ship in Nassau unless I'm going to go do something different. But I like new adventures, seeing new things, trying new things. Especially seeing things that you've read about in books or you've seen on TV. That's kind of a cool experience too. Seeing things that you've heard about but you've never seen up close. We did a lot of that this time.
Mine is like a weird one. When we have early flights, that's one of my favorite things. When we drive to the airport and there's no one on the road. That's one of the things I look forward to. I don't know what it is. The early morning flights, like when you are when you have to get on the road at 3 or 4 a.m. to get to.
You like this?
Oh, I love it when we drive in the dark to the airport.
We were just saying that we liked our flight.
I know, I really enjoyed it, but I really cherish our early morning flights. It's so much fun. But I think for me, and this is such a weird thing to say, I like talking to people that I don't know and will probably never meet again in my lifetime. You just learn so much. Like when we're sitting at the Broadway shows and we're just talking to the couples next to us and stuff.
We met so many fun people during the shows.
I think it's just really important and stuff.
I think also, you're saying we like talking to the people in the shows. It's just so fun to be surrounded by people that love Broadway like we do. That was kind of a fun thing.
Yeah. I think also just seeing something that you've never seen before is really nice. You'd be like, oh, that's it. I'm one of those people that take it in for a minute or two, and I'm like, I'm good.
Except for when we went and saw Death Becomes Her, and I had to lean her. I can't stand for somebody I don't know to be doing this.
I had the lady at the Outsiders, literally her leg touching my leg. I was like,
you're like me.
I was like, and I literally man spread my legs. I was like, stop it.
Because a lot of the theaters are older and they have these uncomfortable kind of.
No, this woman's. I'm literally sitting there with my legs pushed together, and her leg is basically on top of my leg. And I was like, I got to a point where I was like, I can't do this no more, and I literally spread my legs.
Plus, it was cold, so everybody has all these coats and stuff, and I don't know. I just
don't
feel like
touch me.
We're like, okay, yeah.
I like my space.
So, what are some people's things that they look forward to in traveling? That's William, trying new places to eat. Yes. That's why William loved the Norwegian Encore so much. Cheryl and Ed, when y'all were with us, is trying out those restaurants because, the specialty restaurants and such. He just loved that. Yes, Holly, leaving your stress behind. I agree. And one thing I don't do Well, I did do it this time. One thing I don't do on cruise ships, I never look at the news channels.
Yeah, you did.
But in New York, I enjoy it because the local news.
She likes local news.
I love the local news in like big cities because we're a small town, and our local news is a lot more, about the chicken truck that flipped over or something.
That's not funny.
No, but it's just our stories are like hometown stories, but in New York it's like these stories. You're like, wow. But anyway, I did enjoy the local news there. But yeah, getting away, seeing this. What did Will say? Seeing the sites that I chose for my research. Yes, I agree. Hey, JNN Travels. Great to see y'all.
Listening in the parking lot.
Thank you for listening to the parking lot in Florida.
Yeah. I think
it's so good to see you guys.
I also, it's like depends on the place, but in New York, I just like walking by myself just through New York.
Don't want to be with me.
No, it's not that. But you did not want to go out when I went out. It was cold.
Yeah.
There
was one morning I stayed in and chilled.
There was 2 mornings you did that.
When you left me, it was one morning.
What did we do on the Outsiders Day?
I know, but when you left me, it was one morning, which was fine.
Yeah, I left to go get bagels.
Yeah.
I left you twice.
Did you leave me twice?
Yes, I went to do the rush and realized, oh, no. And then I went to FEO Schwartz and got my little stuffed animals. And then I went the next day. And then I went to go get bagels another day.
So I was enjoying my solitude.
Ma'am, I left you twice.
I didn't stay in the hotel.
And then I saw the Louis Vuitton store renovation thing. Yeah. And then I went by the plaza and then I got us some bagels.
And I walked back and I was all fixed up and ready.
And then I looked like a hot mess.
And this was all done.
Because I had not taken a shower yet because I was like, bagels. Which I should have just ordered online.
Like bagels.
I should have just ordered online because they had a pickup.
Yeah.
And I waited in a 15-minute line. Didn't realize that.
John and Nancy are being snowbirds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hanging out with my cousins.
Of course, last week did y'all have snow, John and Nancy, in Florida?
Smiley's cousin, I see Nor frogs. Yep. So yeah,
that's cool.
All right, so time to talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Okay. So we spent 5 nights.
5?
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
At the same hotel we stayed at the last time.
Probably will again. Except, oh my God.
What?
It was so freaking cold in that hotel room because of all the windows.
Before, last time when we went,
we just had one
in June.
One wall.
We had one section of windows in our room. And this time,
2 walls.
It was 2 whole walls of floor to ceiling windows.
Beautiful,
which was beautiful.
Beautiful view.
We walked in going, oh my gosh, this is wonderful. It was cold.
And I was next to the windows.
It was, we're on the 42nd floor and those windows were not insulated.
And I had to ask for blankets and they gave us 3 blankets. And I was so cold. And we set that thermostat to 78. It was so cold.
And I don't even sleep with socks on at home, but I slept with socks on.
I slept with my jacket on.
Yeah, you did. But it had good curtains and we would close the curtains and it helped a little bit, but it was cold. But it was pretty. It's pretty.
I don't mind cold weather, but I don't like being cold when I sleep.
And we're going to do another video of that room because we did a video of the other room.
Oh, shoot.
This room's different. So.
All right. So this is one of the things we did on the first day. That's the brave girl.
The brave girl.
The statue that's facing the stock exchange.
And that's my brave girl beside her.
Yeah. So originally that statue was in front of the Raging Bull statue that's very popular.
I remember it was there, I think, wasn't it? Was it there when we passed one time?
Nope.
I swear it was.
Nope, it was not. The artist behind the Raging Bull statue didn't appreciate the
girl standing in front of the bull.
And so they thought it would be better for it to be in front of the stock exchange. And it's supposed to represent like little girls dreaming of, a profession that was male dominated at one point in time. Mm-hmm. So it's just talking about that.
Breaking the glass ceiling idea. Yeah.
Hello, one of my favorite Canadians. How are you?
He was here earlier. He said he's going to Charleston.
No, that was Nick P.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
that's
okay,
Nick
I'm
North.
sorry. Oh,
were you going to say something else about this?
No.
Okay.
That was a pretty day, though.
Yeah.
This day, we just went.
This is in Tribeca.
Yeah, we took a lift, and we went all the way to the stock exchange from where we're staying. And then
we went to Tribeca.
we went to the bookstore. Well, okay.
We went to the...
We stopped. We
We
went
stood to the firehouse.
Well, that's on here, too.
Yep.
But
we went to the firehouse, and then we walked down.
So this store has a great... If you like mysteries and thrillers like we do,
and a little bit of horror,
Stephen King kind of stuff, this is a very interesting bookstore. It's called the Mysterious Bookstore. It's been there 40 years.
It's been there since the 70s.
40 years. I've been here since the 60s. 50 years. Yeah. And
keep in mind that we're in the 20s.
Okay. The owner's name is Otto. And
Otto.
And he's actually he writes mystery books.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
His
whole thing of books was there.
He's an editor.
It said on the book that's by him.
He edited it.
Oh, okay. Anyway, he was in the shop. He owned bookshop owner.
He owned it like an editing and publishing company.
Well, he was in the shop while we were there, and apparently he goes there a lot because everybody knew him when they were walking in.
Well, so he has his own Wikipedia page. So hold on, let me tell you, Otto Penzler. Otto Penzler, and he looks exactly the way he does.
He's so cute. He's so sweet.
He is an American editor of mystery fiction and the proprietor of the Mystery Bookshop in New York City.
Yeah.
And he owned Penzler Publishers, and then he sold it. And so now he's basically living his best life as, a bookseller in his own bookshop.
With lots of money. But he owns a huge house in Connecticut, and he's trying to sell it.
But people don't want it because it has a huge library.
It's 2 stories of the house as libraries. Isn't that cool, though?
Yeah.
I can imagine. What are you going to do with it? I mean, you don't want to destroy it to tear it apart because it's beautiful bookshelves and everything.
He founded the Mysterious Press, a publishing house devoted entirely to mystery and crime fiction. And in 1975, and he sold it to Warner Books.
Well, one of the neat things about it is that because he's so well known in New York, he has a lot of book signings of famous writers that come to the store and choose to do their book signings there. And so when you go in there, there's a bunch of books that have been signed by the authors, and this is not one of them. Yeah, it was.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, it is. This one's called "The Girl That Took What She Wanted" by David Handler, and it's signed. So you see a whole area of just books that are signed by the author.
A very famous modern horror writer, Grady Hendrix. My books are at home. I got one of his signed copies of his newest release. This is Riley Sager. This is Mom's copy, but my copy is signed by Riley Sager, and Riley Sager is my favorite author. And they say that he will most likely be signing his next book, possibly at the Mysterious Bookshop, and then yours.
And then, if you don't know 50 Cent,
Curtis
Jackson, who's known as 50 Cent, he's also an author. And I got a signed first edition of his book, The Accomplice. So, which is really nice because you pay the price of the book. It's not like you pay extra because they're signed. So this was just a cool book, and you can see the picture of Hannah standing there. The bookshelves go all the way to the ceiling, and they have the ladders that you can roll around and go up and get your book.
But they have their own book about the bookshop. It's it's something about the Christmas at the Mysterious Bookshop or something. It's just really cute, and they have a whole wall dedicated to Sherlock Holmes.
Oh yeah. And this man walked in, and he had a Sherlock Holmes jacket. He was a customer, and Otto was like, "I love your jacket." It was really cool.
Yeah, but you should definitely take a look.
If you like books, that is the ultimate bookstore.
All right, this is where we got dropped off.
The Ghostbusters headquarters.
It was not open for us to get a shirt.
It's a working fire station.
Yes, it was also somewhat early in the morning.
Yeah.
It was cold outside, so that's understandable.
And William wanted us to go get him something from the Ghostbusters.
I can just order it online.
Yeah. Apparently when they're open, they do have somebody there that sells the merchandise.
Yeah, but it was too cold for that, which makes sense.
It was closed.
Yep.
But it's kind of cool.
Yep.
If you're a Ghostbusters fan.
You know that there are different Ghostbusters societies and clubs all around the world, and on Ghostbusters Day, they come in front of the
Oh, that's cool.
fire station dressed up in their Ghostbusters gear.
Fun.
All over the country, all over the world. Yep.
That's fun.
All right.
All right. So one thing that I wanted to do is we've always gone to Ellen Stardust Diner. We went with Nick.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Tours for breakfast, which is a great place.
It's a great place, but if you go during a high traffic time, you're gonna wait outside, and in 19-degree weather, I ain't doing that.
And there was some line out there.
Yeah,
in 19-degree weather
because you can't make a reservation there. But at this place, you can.
Yeah. So Gales Broadway Rose is actually a different name for the restaurant, but they change it over to Gales Broadway Rose
at dinner time.
At dinner time. What's the name of it during the day?
It's Friedman's at the Edson Hotel, but I think they're moving.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So the Edson Hotel has a restaurant, and when you go in, that's Gales Broadway Rose is in there. But I sometimes watch. I'm a pretty good fan of American Idol back in the day. I guess I still watch it. But Alyssa Ray is the first picture. She was on American Idol, and I loved her when she was on it. She was on a few years ago. And I started following her on Instagram, and then I saw that she was one of the servers there, because they perform, and the caliber that they have, which they have great caliber singers at Ellen's, but this caliber too is it's a little more choreographed, I think.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's like more planned of what they're doing. But our server was Ben.
And Ben was great.
Ben was a great server, but a great performer too.
Yeah, he was so much fun.
Alyssa's voice, when she sang, you were like, oh my gosh. Like,
it's very powerful.
Very powerful. Goosebumps kind of voice when she sings.
Like her favorite song on here says Defying Gravity, and she can sing it.
She can sing it, yeah. But these kids, I call them kids because they're younger than me, but they do make it and go to, and there are in some shows off Broadway. Some of them make it to on Broadway stuff. Alyssa's been in a couple of things, but when that tour or whatever she's doing ends, she comes back and works at Gale. So
it's a steady paycheck.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
When you're in between gigs,
yeah. So if you're wanting something that you can make a reservation and still have the same kind of experience,
very good
food. Yeah, and the food of course, at Ellen's is more diner food. This is more higher end food, but it wasn't super expensive.
Mm-mm.
My food was delicious.
I had the same thing as you.
It was delicious.
I crave quinoa and broccoli.
It was like a protein ball with all kinds of meat and different stuff in it. So
like they sang six servers sang 6, and funny thing is that Ben, one of the girls, she was, I don't know where she was, but Ben was put in for the last minute as my favorite queen, Anna Cleves, and I was not expecting him to be in it.
If y'all know what 6 is, it's about
the 6 wives of King Henry.
Yeah. And it's 6 women, and when they went to go sing the song where all 6 women are supposed to sing, one of the women was probably back in the kitchen or something, and so Ben stepped in and did her part. It was funny.
And he did really good.
Yeah. What a Nick's piece.
He said he didn't feel safe on the subway.
He did feel really safe.
Oh, he did?
That must have been
felt to be 6'9".
Yeah, no, he's gonna bother. Hey, Najuma, great to see you.
Mm-hmm. Paul.
Hey, Paul. Howdy. Working and listening. Good to see you, Paul.
Yeah, but it's really nice. And then,
so if you want to go somewhere a little bit more high end than Ellen's, and you want to be able to make a reservation
is key.
So you don't have to wait in line. Because we walked right in and they put a seat at us. Gales Broadway Rose.
Yep.
Follow them on Instagram too. They have a great Instagram.
This is Mom's.
I almost cry when I think about it.
She's like, I want to see it again.
I want to see it again. Y'all, I know we talk every time we see a show, we're like, oh, it's one of our favorites. This is my favorite. Hands down. And I have seen
this production
of it. I have seen other times of people doing Sunset Boulevard, but this production is crazy good, and it's crazy, and it's good. They do things. I'm not going to give anything away because everybody should go see it if you go to New York. They do things in that production that I've never seen
in theater.
And it's just mind blowing.
The only props are chairs.
Yeah,
it is stripped down.
It's so weird.
They all wear black and white, and they utilize cameras. and they utilize all the space in the theater. I'm talking like behind the stage, out on the street in front of the theater.
Mm-hmm.
They utilize it all.
It is crazy what they can do now.
Yeah, and Tom Francis played Joe Gillis, and then Nicole Scherzinger, she played
Norma Desmond.
And
if she doesn't get the Oscar,
not Oscar,
I mean, they're getting the Tony. I'm in the Oscar phase right now because Wicked. But if she doesn't get the Tony for that, I just can't imagine.
Knock on wood for her. Wood, your bookshelf. Yeah. So.
Because him too.
Yeah, he's good.
He's good, but she is just something I've never seen anybody do.
She's crazy.
She plays crazy well.
Yeah, so you should go see it.
And did we say hello to Najuma?
Yeah, so hello we did.
Okay, good. Hey, Najuma, it's good to see you.
So this was one of our spontaneous things. This was on the day that it was raining.
Before we left for this trip, we had 2 shows booked. And by the end, when we left, we had seen 4 shows.
So this day it was raining. And this day we were supposed to go to like Chelsea Market and do the High Line and all that. And that all outside.
All outside stuff playing that day.
And Mom looks at me and she goes, "You know I don't do well when my hair gets wet." That's what she said to me. And I said,
"I don't like to be. It's very cold."
And so I was like, okay, well, let me see if I can go in the rush line for Death Becomes Her. And I went at like 9:30. Bad mistake. Those people have been lining up, I swear, since 6 a.m. 6 a.m. And I was like, and I looked at
the
Mom.
rush line, you get cheaper tickets.
You get significantly cheaper tickets. And I was like, "Mom, that ain't gonna happen." So we just like skipped the rush line, just bought like discounted like same day tickets, but like, yeah. This is like based off of the movie with Meryl Streep and Goldie Hawn and Bruce Willis. And
I had to say, what we did that day during the rain while we waited for the show is we rented Hannah had never seen the movie.
We bought it.
Yeah, that's right. We bought it from Prime. It was like $5 on Amazon Prime. And you could watch Amazon Prime on our TV. You just log into your account in the hotel. But anyway, I said, "Hannah, you've got to see the movie before you go see the musical. You got to know what it's about." And if y'all haven't seen the version of it with Goldie Hawn, oh my gosh. And it's so funny.
Meryl Streep.
And Meryl Streep, yeah.
Yeah, but we got pizza, watched this, and then we went and saw the show, and it was very camp. Very camp. Very funny.
It was hilarious.
Very funny. And, yeah, I sing Michelle Williams' song. What is it?
Michelle,
from Destiny's Child.
Michelle Williams from Destiny's Child's in it.
Yeah, it's like "If You Want Perfection." Is that the name of the song? I sing it all the time. "If You Want Perfection." Yeah, and it's a very good show. You should see it.
Yeah, it's very funny.
Yeah, last minute show. Oh, and that was the day that I went to FAO Schwartz and got stuffed animals by myself.
And then,
this is Hannah's favorite.
Then we saw The Outsiders,
which is the Tony Award winner for Best Musical from last season.
And if you're close to my age, this was the movie for a teenage girl to go see in the 80s.
And now it is the Broadway show for a teenage girl to go see.
Teenage girls are crazy about these boys in this production.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm. You should have seen that stage door. And that was the day it snowed so hard.
Yeah. We're from South Carolina. When it snows, it's like you barely see the flakes. Like you're like, "Oh, there's a flake." This was like pounding snow in our face as we were walking. I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Luckily, I had a good hood, but it was just like, I said, "We're in a blizzard." And he was like, "This is not a blizzard." I'm like, "Yeah, to me, it's a blizzard."
It's not a blizzard. It was like 8 inches, maybe.
Hannah couldn't even see because her glasses are soaking wet.
Yeah, it was fine. Thankfully, New York is pretty easy to navigate because it's on the grid system. So I just counted the streets across. But this show was so good. And I want to see it again. It's going on tour, but I don't think I can see it on tour to the full quality that it was in New York.
It fully rains on the stage.
So
fully rains.
Basically, like the stage has like this rubber gravel. Oh, Dickers Plaza has this
UPS.
Oh, there's my candles. There's my candles.
A package is being delivered.
Yes, I have a zero waste reusable candle thing.
Okay. Mother Earth.
I hate you so much. I love you, but dang it. I am trying to be better about my waste, like zero waste kind of thing. Anyways, so we saw The Outsiders. It has like this rubber gravel stuff, and so when they move and dance and kick, sometimes they just throw it out in the audience, and it's just hitting you. It's like rubber gravel, and then they call it the rumble scene. It's this big fight scene. It is the most amazing thing I've seen on stage. It is like sound effects, lighting effects, and I see how they won the Tony for best sound design and best lighting design
and
because
best musical.
Yeah, and best musical,
won best musical
and best
year.
direction.
Yeah,
and it is just insane.
And every main character was pretty much nominated for a Tony last year.
They had 3 people,
and they were still in this musical still a year later.
Yeah,
one of them just left.
Yeah,
actually, the one that we saw Cherry just left too.
Emma.
Mm-hmm.
Emma Pittman?
Somebody just left with Cherry.
So, anyways.
Sorry if you hear a chihuahua.
So, the rumble scene, literally, it rains thousands of gallons of water on stage.
Crazy.
And the rubber gravel, there's a thing underneath it that catches the water and then it recycles it for the next performance. It's the system they built specifically for this production.
So if you see it on tour, you're not going to see that.
Yeah, there's no way.
They got to figure out how to do it.
But you got to see this show.
You got to see this show on Broadway.
It literally gives you chills. You're like, wow.
I think if you want to see The Outsiders or Sunset Boulevard, you need to see it on Broadway.
Yeah, so good. So good.
Yep.
And this was a day where Mom was like, it's too cold. This was the day that we were supposed to go on the Brooklyn Bridge.
I said, let's go to MoMA.
No. I said it. I said it.
Okay, which is the museum
because I was
modern art.
Because I was walking to get us bagels, and I was like, "Oh, this is just 2 blocks from our hotel," and I was like, "This is where Starry Night is. This is something on Mom's bucket list, and she doesn't want to go outside."
So we walked past the location of something.
Yeah.
There's a very famous murder that happened recently in New York City.
It was on our street,
and we
Street.
realized our hotel was on that street,
and
then when we walked over to the MoMA, we realized we were passing.
It was front of the
location.
The Sigveld's ballroom.
Yeah,
that's where it was.
Yeah.
Anyway, the one thing about the MoMA that I will have to say is y'all have the most uncomfortable floors.
Y'all talking about MoMA?
MoMA, it hurts.
The floors are hard, and y'all ever you ever just notice if you have really hard floors that your feet hurt after a while? And our feet had not been hurting any during this
trip. We've been walking on the sidewalk.
The first day we walked like 14,000 steps, but that day, did they just ring our doorbell?
Yeah, they did.
Of course they did. Anyway, if you go into a museum, Museum of Broadway is okay. It's not as big one like but these
it's
museums.
Fun. Museum of Broadway is fun.
Yeah, I'm talking about you don't get tired. This museum
and the Museum of Natural History,
and the Museum of Natural History,
will take you out.
It will take you out. It's so tiring after the.
I said hours. She said out.
It will take you out. My feet hurt so bad during that, and as soon as we got back on the street and started walking, it didn't hurt. It's those floors.
It was the floors. But they had Frida, they had Picasso, they had Warhol, they had Pollock, they had
all the works.
Van Gogh, they had Dali. It was it was very cool to see things that you've learned about in person.
When I was in college, I had to have so many electives, and I took 2 classes of art history because I loved the first one so much I decided to take another one. And it was really cool seeing, like, actually you walk in a room and go, oh my gosh, I know what that is. I studied about that. So that was kind of a really cool thing. But Starry Night has always been one of my favorites. And Picasso has also been one of my favorites.
I like Dali.
Yeah, Salvador Dali is different.
He's different.
But
you also like Warhol.
They're all, I love Andy Warhol.
Which is so interesting because, who quoted him by saying he is famous for doing nothing.
I love him so much. I think he's an interesting character. And he was an interesting character. But anyway, so if you want to go see works of art that you only read about or only seen on TV or magazines or whatever, go there. But be prepared to... Monet
was there too.
Yeah, all of it was there.
Yeah, I knew I was forgetting
all of it's there. So if you're into art, that's the place to go because you're going to see the things that you've only read about.
Mm-hmm.
So, we saw another musical.
Yeah, this was also a last minute decision because this was a Monday and there were only like 4 or 5 shows that actually play on Monday.
Yeah, Monday's usually the day off.
Yeah, and Chicago was one of them. And it happened to be the day that Erica Jane from The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills was returning to Broadway as
Ruby.
Roxy Hart.
Roxy.
Ruby.
I don't know where Ruby came from.
Roxy
Hart. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed all 4 shows. But it wasn't my favorite.
Yeah, because it's stripped down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it
made me laugh though.
It was hilarious. It was so funny, and we've actually got tickets to go see Chicago locally.
Mm-hmm, went to tours.
Yeah, went tours. So.
But I think it was really meaningful because Erica, this was her return to Broadway, and everyone was so supportive of her, and she was crying.
If you watch The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, you'll see that Erica has been through some stuff.
Some of it of her own making.
Some of it is on her own making. But for her to be able to, and she was playing Roxy Hart when the Coco Roro hit and Broadway shut down. So what was supposed to be like a 4-week stint in that role ended up being like 1 week. So then after that happened, after the Coco Roro shut down Broadway, then she went through some things with her husband and a lot of financial things and a lot of shaming on her things, people shaming her for stuff she had done and stuff like that, where she just thought she would never be invited back, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then her name was somewhat cleared. Her husband's name was not. But then she came back and she was in tears.
Mm-hmm.
This is her very first performance back. So it was moving. It was kind of good. It was a good thing.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Funny show though.
Funny show. I think this is gonna be fun. All right, last one.
The LaGuardia Sprint.
You want me to tell it?
Yeah.
For some reason, I guess I booked it. I got the notification. So our flight, okay, so we were supposed to do LaGuardia to Atlanta to Augusta, and go home. This is the day that, the snow was going to rock the South. And we are not prepared for snow down here. My dad calls it dusting off the handbook that you use like once every 10 years.
Yeah.
And so we were like, we're going to leave our hotel at 7 a.m. Our flight boarded at 9:20. And so we're like, we have plenty of time. So we get there. So we are in the hotel room, literally luggage in hand, and I get a text that says, your flight from Atlanta to Augusta has been canceled. And I was like, oh, no. We're not about to get on a plane and get stranded in Atlanta because the National Football Championship for college was in Atlanta the previous
night before.
Yes, and we were not about to get stuck there. No. Also because Atlanta traffic and Hartsville Jackson is just not a fun place for someone to drive to and pick us up. And
no matter how big Atlanta is, they're not always prepared for snow either.
No. So we get to the ticket counter, and I look at her and I'm like, we don't need to go to Atlanta. Can we go to Charleston? Can we go to Charlotte? Can we go to Greenville? Can we go to Columbia? Can we go somewhere else other than Atlanta? She goes, yeah, I can put you on the flight that's leaving at 10:50 to Charlotte. We're like, perfect. Dad can pick us up. Awesome. Fantastic.
Charlotte and Atlanta are the same distance from our house.
Yeah, but he'll get to Charlotte faster than he would Atlanta because of the traffic.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of traffic.
Small airport.
Yeah. So this girl is like saying we're going to be on the 10:15 flight to Charlotte. And then
this was about 8:00.
Yeah. And then her manager comes in and does some override. And she goes, oh, your gate closes in 20 minutes. And I'm like, what do you mean?
We're in LaGuardia. We're not in Augusta, Georgia. We're in LaGuardia.
I was like, what do you mean? She goes, you're on the 8:50 flight now. And the gate closes 15 minutes early. So it was 8:15 at that point. And we had 20 minutes
to get to TSA.
And so we get to TSA 2 minutes later. And then I see the wait time for TSA was over 20 minutes. And I was like, oh, no.
We're going to miss our flight.
I was like, I'm okay with missing a flight. I'm not okay missing a flight with our luggage on the plane. That is what I'm not okay
our luggage is already on the plane.
Yeah, I'm not okay with that. So I literally go to the TSA guy. I'm like, hey, one of your colleagues, because they're both Delta employees. I was like, one of your colleagues just booked us on a flight that was leaving in 20 minutes. He goes, no, that's not possible. I was like, she did it. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I'm a very kind person, especially to people with customer service, because I've been in that role. I was like, dude, I don't know what to tell you. She just did it. Our system, and he goes, our system doesn't allow us to book people within 40 minutes.
Her minutes are over
when the gate closes, within 40 minutes. I said, I don't know what to tell you. This is not our original flight. We need to go home. She did it. And he was like, no, she did it. I was like, dude, she did. And he looked at me and I was like, what do you want us to do? He listened to the priority line, which is good because we only had 5 people ahead of us, and then we got in to the scanner.
The X-ray scanner was shut down for a minute. And we're like,
then they're like, this X-ray scanner is not working. And I was like, and then at that point we had 12 minutes to get through the rest of TSA, and I was like, and then it had to tell you like an estimated time of like where your gate was, and it was like at the end of TSA we had like 10 minutes. I was like, you have 8 minutes to your gate. I was like, I gotta go. I was like, Mom, I'm leaving you.
She goes, leaves me.
And then I was like, I go to the gate agent. I was like, my mom is 2 minutes behind me. And I'm out of breath and I am sweating because I am in a coat. And I was like, my mom is 2 minutes behind me. And I said, please don't leave us. She goes, well, this gate got to close in 2 minutes. I was like,
I wasn't 2 minutes behind you though. I could see you.
Yeah. And I was like, okay. She goes, okay, both of you are here. She's really nice.
She can put us in Comfort Plus. She upgraded us.
And we somehow made it onto that flight with 1 minute to that door
looking
closed.
at us,
sweating.
So the time that we got through LaGuardia Airport, everything.
That was the fastest
start
I've ever
to finish. 20 minutes.
I've never been in the airport that fast.
I don't even know if they would do that in Augusta.
No, they wouldn't. That was insanity. We got home, thankfully, and then we got notifications that basically at all flights after like 1 p.m. were like canceled in the South, basically.
Yeah. All flights to, of course, Augusta were canceled for that morning.
Yeah.
Flights to Atlanta, flights to Charleston, because that was our another choice was Charleston. They got canceled because they got more snow than they were expecting. Columbia eventually canceled. So thank God we said Charlotte.
And she put us on the earlier flight because I don't know if that later flight would have gone through either.
We saw snow coming home.
It was. Yeah. You know, at first we're like, why did you do that? And we're like, thank God you did that.
It was a God thing. It happened for us for a reason. And William drove up as soon as we
literally, like, as we got our bags off of the carousel truck, I see a black Dodge truck. I was like, okay, that looks like William Reese.
It was good timing on all parts.
Yeah.
So,
yep. I never want to do that again, but I'm glad it happened.
So that was our New York experience.
We'll do it again.
We'll do it again.
Who knows? Maybe this year we'll do it again. We got companion certificates.
Our next planned one is a cruise.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Mom wants to see sunset again.
Sunset Boulevard, yeah.
Yeah.
My next expenditure is seeing the sunset on a cruise ship balcony though.
Sunset Boulevard. No.
I kind of wanted to do something with Hannah has a small bridal party, but her matron of honor has been her best friend for years, and she puts up with my crowd. So I wanted to do something kind of a mini bachelorette trip.
She's basically like your second child too.
Oh yeah, of course she is. Yeah, she's my baby too. But we want to do like a mini bachelorette trip but they're also doing another bachelorette trip without the mama, which is fine. Since we're into 2025, the year of the wedding.
It's fun.
So, she's very lucky to have me.
Yeah.
Because I'm a wedding planner.
That's great. Fantastic. I would not have done.
Hannah would have eloped if I hadn't been a wedding planner.
Deuces. Yep.
Anyway, thank you so much for joining us tonight. If y'all stuck through all of our shenanigans and talking.
Shenanigans.
I
get my candles downstairs.
So okay, good.
It's a reusable candle. I can just pop it out. She's trying to shut me up.
Well, Lovey's Fat Life comes on at one minute.
I have 20 seconds.
Will says, and this is why I won't travel in January.
I've done it before, and it was totally fine.
We just don't expect it to snow in the South.
It doesn't really happen.
But that's probably good advice, Will.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you all for being here. We really appreciate it and sticking to the end. Y'all are the real MVPs. But we hope that you all stay safe out there, stay healthy, and don't forget, to journey
Journey
on.
on.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. Bye. Bye.